the hell are you thinking, Madison? Why did you just come out of that place with Raymond? What is going on with you, Sherry? Coming at me with all these phone calls without at least giving me a text first? Stop trying to act like what you've done is not a problem and get to explaining things. I heard from Raymond that for the next month he'd be out of the state for a business trip. But for some reason I saw you going into his house yesterday. And after a full day, you are finally coming back out of that house? And not just by yourself, but with Raymond while the two of you share laughs and smiles? What? You've been watching me in his house ever since yesterday afternoon? I knew it! You are just his stalker. I wasn't watching you in his house like that because I enjoyed it. Recently, I've noticed that Raymond has been acting pretty suspicious. And when I've been over at his place the past few weeks before he left, his room smelled like someone else's perfume. There have also been days where he wasn't responding to my texts at all. And that's why yesterday, when I had finally had enough of him ghosting me all the time, I went over to make sure he was actually on a business trip, and there you were. So, Madison, you've been the one going out with Raymond then? And so what? What are you trying to say about me, Sherry? Just because you're only finding out about this now doesn't change anything. Although you are finding out a lot sooner than we had both expected. What is up with that attitude towards me? Raymond is supposed to be my fiancé right now, right? Are you a freaking idiot? You're going out with your friend's fiancé right now. Huh? From what I've been told, he's no longer engaged to you anymore. He's planning on getting married to me now. So stop trying to play this as though you've been cheated on when there's no love between you guys anymore. Huh? He told me that he's thrown you away and will be marrying me when the time's right. So no matter how upset you get over this, it's not going to change the fact that he's mine now. Raymond has finally become my man now. What? Wait a second. You guys are planning to get married now? For a long time now, I've been trying to get him to fall for me, but recently he finally took the bait and came after me. For a little while, he wasn't even bothering to look at me, and hearing that he'd gotten engaged to you made me really sweat. But I was able to make one last play that ended perfectly for me. He finally came around to me and said that I'm the one. You've been going after him this whole time? What? Madison, have you always been in love with Raymond the whole time we've been friends? That's right. Ever since middle school with him, I've always been watching him, waiting for him to come to me. What? However, for some unknown reason, he never did come to me, instead going for some basic chick like you. Even making sure to let everyone know that he had gotten engaged to you last year. You really were so lucky to get a part-time job working at the same place as him. But it wasn't fair because I had been eyeing him up for years before you ever met him in college. He knew that I was into him, and even now he tells me that he felt my love. And since he's felt that love from me far longer than from you, it's natural for him to come back to me. What? So you've been going after one man, Raymond, ever since middle school? After middle school, I followed him to the same high school, and after high school to the same university. I made sure that I was never out of his sight this whole time. And when the time came that I finally knew I needed to go and ask him out, he fell for some chick at his part-time job. But that wasn't what upset me, because I thought for sure that your guys' relationship wouldn't last long. But here we are, years since then, and you guys became engaged. So that's why I had to take action and steal him from you before it was too late. What's so wrong with having to do that, Sherry? Wait a moment. So back then, when you started to work at the same place with Raymond and I, it wasn't just a coincidence? The day after I started to go out with him, you began to work part-time with us at that place. You already know that wasn't a coincidence. I had to know what kind of woman he had started to go out with, and that's why I began working there. But you didn't even take a second to realize that he was mine and just stood around smiling and talking all happily about your relationship with him. However, even though it hurt me so much to have to see you both being happy, I had to stay on him, and that's why I became your friend. Well, that was all just a sham, Sherry. I had just come from out of town to that local college in town, and while there, I didn't really have any good friends. And even with all the people I ran into every day at school, I just couldn't find anyone to call my friend. Just as I was beginning to feel real loneliness, I had found someone like Raymond and a person to call my friend. Well, me being all friendly to you was only a part of my plan at getting even closer to Raymond. I knew that by getting you to trust me, I'd be making my chance of getting him a whole lot better. It was all just so I could break you both apart and slide right in. That was your plan this whole time? And that was all just because you happened to be able to get to him before me, even though he's mine. But hey, I was just lucky that you were desperate for a friend, or else I might never have been able to get you to think I was a friend to you. To be honest, you are one stupid woman, and having to be around you a lot was really degrading. And I tried so hard to get Raymond to notice me the whole time I was faking being your friend, but for some reason it took more work to get him than I thought. Heck, I even started to make mistakes at work and blamed them on you to try and get Raymond to leave you, thinking you were useless. You're kidding, right? That whole time working there after you came, I remember our boss yelling at me all the time for things I never did. So that was all because of you then? That whole time you were just trying to get me in trouble and fired while faking being my friend? And as time went on, we all graduated from university and college, and unlike you, Raymond found a proper job. I really thought that would have been the moment he left you since you couldn't find yourself work, but just as I started to get ready, I heard he had become engaged to you. But that didn't last too long, because all I had to do was tell him my true feelings, and he came to me. If I knew it would have been that easy to get him, I should have just told him my feelings a long time ago. You are such a complete jerk. I can't even comprehend what's happened here because of you. I seriously thought this whole time that you were a real friend to me. However, you never thought of me as your actual friend. And not even that, but you've hated me this whole time? Well, you've also been trying to get Raymond away from me? The only jerk here is you, Sherry. You came out of nowhere and took my man away from me without ever considering my feelings. Do you get it now, though? It's over for you. Raymond is all mine now, and there's nothing you can do to get him back. So you stay the hell away from us now and never ruin my relationship again. I've heard about it all from Madison. The one you've been cheating on me with has been her. And she said that you left me for her and plan on getting married to her now too?
I heard about all of this as well from her. She told me that since yesterday, you've been standing around my house watching us? If you really felt that I was cheating on you, you should have just said so to my face. But instead, you became my stalker and made yourself look like a freak.
You have no right saying I'm the freak when you've been the one cheating on me. Are you not going to at least apologize for what you've done?
Why would I apologize for something I don't feel wrong about doing? I have finally been able to find the #1 girl in the world for me, and she's been in love with me a lot longer than you have. So what's wrong with me choosing her over you?
Huh?
It's so beautiful thinking that she's been in love with me ever since middle school. And what's even more beautiful is that her dad is actually my department manager. I had no choice but to go for her now that I have work relations at stake.
You're telling me that her dad is your boss?
He has the same last name as her, but I never thought that he'd actually turn out to be her dad. But if I'm able to get married to his daughter, I'm sure that will lead to me getting some major promotion within the company. There was no reason for me to stay with you now when I have a gift like her.
You're throwing me away for her, all because she's your better chance at getting promoted? That's your only reason for throwing away the person you've been together with for years and years now?
You're far too old now to still be working odd jobs like you have been. For a long time now, I've actually been resenting ever going out with you, back when we worked together, because you've turned out to be such an idiot. If it wasn't for me always being here to help you out, you would be nothing more than wasted meat. Heck, even before I finally jumped over to Madison, the only real way you were making any money was by coming over to my place to do my chores for me. Really, you've been more like a housekeeper than a fiancé.
A housekeeper? Is that how you've been thinking about me this whole time? So you never loved me for the woman I am, but rather just because I'm able to help you get chores done?
Men love women that are able to get cleaning and cooking done. You would even come over to help me do some of the nastiest jobs, all for a little bit of cash from me in return. But even though you did a good job for me, I've stumbled into an even more amazing and useful woman. Not only is she madly in love with me, but her dad would be my best shot at a promotion. She's perfect.
No, she is not.
Ah, that's right. I've made sure, just in case you want to come, to send you an invitation to our wedding. Make sure to take a good look at it and RSVP soon.
Why would you send something like that to me?
Don't make up anything in your head about this. I'm not sending the invitation to you because I want you there. I want you to stop stalking me now, so hopefully seeing me happy with Madison will make you stop trying.
Huh?
I feel that by saying the truth, that should be enough to even teach an idiot like you that I don't love you anymore. Seeing the evidence of me kissing her after putting on her wedding ring should stop any more thoughts about me from entering your head. Man, you should be so thankful that I'm putting this much thought into you still after having thrown you away. I'm a really nice guy, aren't I?
Hey, Sherry, why are you here showing up to our wedding? And are you completely brainless? Why did you show up wearing a wedding dress yourself? The only person that should be wearing a wedding dress today should be the bride, me. But you're not the only one that's a bride today. Because I myself am a bride today. Huh? Did all that shock of losing Raymond to me melt your brain away? I'm the one that's going to be marrying Raymond. And just because you're here in that perfect-fitting wedding dress doesn't mean that he'll come back to you. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not here to try and get Raymond back. Then why are you here wearing a wedding dress? You were thrown away by Raymond months ago, and that makes you the loser. Huh? You think that I'm the loser after all of that? I do. You were the one that got thrown away by your fiancé and had to learn that your friend was never actually your friend. So after having lost the both of us, why are you coming back? You're not going to be able to get him back now because I'm the one that he's chosen to marry. I'm only here in a wedding dress because today is the day of my wedding. Huh? But my wedding starts later today, after yours. And the only reason I'm already in my wedding dress now is because I'm just getting back from a photo shoot this morning. But while we have a break in the photo shoot, I've come inside to go to the restroom. But I forgot where the restroom is, and that's how I stumbled upon this room. And just when I was going to turn around and leave, I saw that this is your guys' wedding. You're going to be having your wedding here later today? What are you going on about? You shouldn't have anyone to marry anymore, right? You lost Raymond to me only a few months ago. So what? Are you just having a wedding by yourself now and are getting photos of yourself taken outside? I understand that Raymond is all yours now. But that doesn't mean that after he left me, I couldn't find someone new to become my husband. And so that new man that I found is going to be with me for our wedding day. Huh? You found yourself a new man? That's right. I'm getting married to my boss from work. Now, hold on. You're getting married to your own boss? In other words, you're getting married to that old man that was our manager back when we were all working part-time there? I get that after being tossed aside by someone as amazing as Raymond, you try to rebound off of someone else, but... But that's just gross, Sherry. Huh? Well, come on. That old man is in his 70s by now, and you're planning on being married to him? And what's even crazier is that that man was pissed off with you all the time there after what I did to set you up. He really wants to be married to you now? You both must really be that desperate. For him to give up the last bit of his life for someone like you must mean real desperation. You're still young, Sherry. You should rethink being with a gross old man like him and call things off before you tie the knot for good. I'm not getting married to my old manager from that place. I'm getting married to the CEO of the company I currently work for. The CEO of the company you currently work for. And I'm just going to let you know this right now so that you don't continue to stay confused. I am not working as a part-timer anymore. After graduating from college, I worked that part-time job a little bit longer after you guys left before being hired into my current job. And as of right now, I'm working a lot less hours to keep up with all the work I have to get done there. I'm at the point now within my career that the company and my husband trust me with all the projects. Huh? So you're not working a part-time job right now? You're actually a full-time employee now and are working for a decent company? And what's even funnier is that I often go to the company Raymond is working for to help out. But anytime I told him that, he just said for me to keep my dreams to myself. He for some reason believes that I'm freelancing and doing odd jobs. Well, how are you helping with the company he works for as well? And how have you managed to become close to your CEO? There's just no way you could be able to do all of that. You can believe whatever you want to, but this is all true. Now that was enough talking for now. How about we both just wish for both of our weddings to go well today?
Hey, it's all just one big lie, right? That you were going to be marrying the CEO of the company, right? And you do know that the CEO is actually the CEO of a company that's a huge customer of mine, right? So how the hell is he going to be getting married to you now?
If you really are finding it hard to believe me, you are more than welcome to come sit in on our wedding today. My husband has a lot of guests coming today, so there'll be a lot of seating and we don't plan on making it private. So even you can slide on in for a quick second later today to see with your own eyes who I'll be the bride to.
What?
At first I was really upset to have my wedding at the same place as you both. But it seemed that we needed a place that has a lot of room like this building, so there was no other choice for us in town besides here.
Hey, please, Sherry, can you please tell me that all of that is a lie? If I actually have to believe that you're going to be married to one of the company's biggest customers? And one other thing, it's only been 3 months since you and I fell apart. How are you able to get up from that so quickly and find a new man to be married to? There's no way that all of this is anything but a lie.
You are right to think that this was a pretty quick turnaround. But he explained to me that he wanted to get married even sooner than I did. It appears he's been in love with me for a very long time now and already knew I was the one for him. And so he didn't want to take any more chances waiting on me.
You're telling me that your CEO has been into you for a long time?
He apparently has known about me for a very long time now. In the past, he'd hide who he was from me and come around that old place we worked part-time at to see how I was doing and things like that. And so that's how he knows me from all the way back then and about the work I'd done.
Huh?
I don't want to say this considering it'll make me look like I'm tooting my own horn here, but he seems to have been in love with me ever since the first day he laid eyes on me. And ever since that day, it only took a few years for me to end up within his company. But when he was finally able to see me again and introduce himself to me on a more personal level, I was with you, and so he had to give up for a bit. But later on, after he heard about how you cheated on me and we broke up, he was waiting outside the office while I came into work and asked me out on a date.
You're freaking lying, right? The CEO of that company, he's been in love with you this whole time? And not only in love with someone for that long, but With some part-timer he shouldn't even be worried about? Why did this happen to you?
It is pretty wild to think that he's been in love with me ever since I was working part-time there. But now I can finally begin to understand the power love like that has, much like the love Madison has for you. After all, she's been in love with you ever since middle school, right? Luckily, she is way more useful than me, and that's why it was so easy for you to throw me away.
Well, that wasn't...
Well, now that we're both with people who have loved us forever, even before we knew them, let's treat them with the same love and live happy lives together. After all, they gave up a lot of their time staying committed to us. So let's give back to them by showing equal or greater love. Now, I need to get back to having more pictures taken before the wedding. You both have a wonderful wedding today. It's because of you that everything fell apart. I never asked for a marriage like this. Why the hell is this all happening to me now? It's all because of you that my life has been turned upside down. Huh? What's happened to you? You were finally able to get married to Raymond after all those years spent being in love with him with no reward. Shouldn't you be having the best marriage ever right now? How could this be the best marriage ever? Every time that he looks at my face now, he just lets out a big sigh and then walks away. And he tells me this every single night. He tells me that he should have stayed with you, and that way you both could have gotten married and his life would have been so much better. Are you serious? He talks about how amazing you must be for a CEO to be willing to love you. He says things like how you must be more than just a decently useful woman, and that there must be some magic to you. And then he always finishes by saying that even though I'm the daughter of his boss, he never sees any benefits to being married to me. My. He really has been saying some terrible things to you. I have been trying so hard to get all the chores done around the house for him. But even with all my hard work, he compares me to you, saying that you always made better food for him and made things around the house a lot neater. He said he didn't even have to ask you to iron his shirts because you'd have them done the moment he took them off. He even said that even though he had to pay you a little to do all of that, everything turned out a whole lot nicer for him. All he talks about is you and never says anything nice about me. Now that I've heard all of this, he seems to still have feelings for me then. You may have loved him longer than I did, but that really isn't going to keep his mind thinking of you. Well, I've had enough. And that's why today I went back to my parents' house crying to them. He literally threw you away from me. Yet now he's complaining that I'm not good enough like you were. This is all your fault for making his standards so high. I told my parents all of this, but instead of calming me down and telling me it was going to be okay, they started to get angry at me. They told me that I deserve all of this. Well, it seems to me like your parents are two very understanding people. What about them is so understanding? My dad won't even listen to me anymore and is super frustrated with me. He keeps asking me what I've done for Raymond that's better than you. And that me being the daughter of Raymond's boss doesn't automatically make me better in every way. Well, he makes a great point. Because unlike you, I'm in the same position as your dad now, working as a department manager while you're just a housewife. I'm not happy with any of this. I was supposed to end up with someone better than you could end up with, yet now you get to be the wife of a CEO, and it's heart-wrenching. The Raymond I'm with now is not the man I used to love. If I'd known he'd still be thinking about you, I would have never married him. Right. That makes sense. Life would be a lot better for you now if you hadn't married him. So, is there anything right now that has anything to do with me? Please don't tell me you came to me looking for some kind of care from me, right? Because as far as I'm aware, you're the one that stole him from me. I get that someone like Raymond is a pretty terrible man and that you're all upset with him now. But blaming me for something you did to yourself is not going to get you anywhere. And honestly, I don't care right now that you feel so badly. What? Why are you being so cold to me right now? aren't we supposed to be friends? I was so close to you and everything, so how you're acting right now is so hurtful. What? Now you think that we're friends? Weird, considering a while back you told me you only faked being my friend in order to get Raymond from me. So you aren't crap to me, Madison. Which means after this, don't even bother trying to talk to me again. Huh? It's because of you that this is all happening to me. Yet you won't even listen to me and try to help fix this? Listen, you dog. Your dad had to tell you about who I am now, right? Yet you're still going to sit there crying like a little baby? Well, if that's how you want to play this, let me tell you something. I could go to my husband right now, telling him about how you won't leave me alone, and you know what? He'll make sure that both your dad and Raymond don't have jobs after today. My husband won't go easy on them either, making sure that they understand just how rude it is of them to let their wife and daughter blame me for something I never did. But please stop! If you do something like that to me, my dad will only become more angry. No, he won't just get angry, but he'll kick me out of the house. And then Raymond will only grow more frustrated with me and it will all be over. Then stop all of this BS and leave me the hell alone, okay? You need to stop messing around trying to hide from Raymond and learn that you are his wife now, and you have to deal with the life you asked for. Or maybe, since you had the nerve to break our relationship apart, you can go get a divorce from him and find another man. If you're really going to complain this much, you must have the energy to do something besides be a pain in my neck. A divorce? I can't. We were finally able to get married. Then learn to deal with him complaining about you not meeting his standards or work harder to meet them. You chose this path, so stop with all this BS. You've loved him ever since middle school, so you should have it in you to love him until the end. Right after that last message to Madison, I never heard anything else from her again. And according to the rumors, those two's relationship ended up turning cold to the point that neither of them would ever talk or even look at one another. But of course, one day Madison ended up blowing up on Raymond. She began to yell at Raymond to divorce her if he was going to regret marrying her so much, and that he wasn't the man that she used to love who was cool and loved to talk. And because of that, for the next 3 months, those two continuously fought one another on their marriage. And these days, whenever Raymond gets home from work, he's met with Madison wearing very middle schoolish type of clothes and talking to him as if they were back in middle school. Well, all I can say is that they've both started to go off the deep end. And I really don't know what else there is to say about where their relationship will go next.
Hey, Rick. Do you have time to talk real quick? I was just wondering if you knew anything about these toys in our house.
Toys? What are you talking about, Helen?
Well, I just mean that I was cleaning around the house, and I went into the closet in our room. And I found a bunch of action figures and clothes that a little boy would wear. Do you have any idea what these are? Because we don't have a son, just a daughter that likes to nap a lot.
Okay, first of all, you shouldn't be poking around other people's stuff. I mean, don't you care at all about privacy? What is the matter with you, you stupid woman?
Excuse me? I just told you that I was busy cleaning the house. That includes the room. You've got some nerve talking to me like that when I am working so hard to take care of our kids and keep the house clean. Especially after the way that you yelled at me about how dirty the house was. You literally told me that I should request time off work to clean.
Oh, just shut up already. All I'm telling you to do is not go rifling through my stuff without permission. When I say clean the house, that doesn't mean go through all my stuff as if it's yours.
You really mean to tell me that you wouldn't be mad if I cleaned all the house but your room? Besides, all I want to know is what these clothes and toys are and what they're doing here. Did you forget that we had a little girl or something like that?
Of course I didn't do anything like that at all. I just bought all those things for Nina. I just haven't had time to give her those, and that's all. And that's why I left them in the closet for now.
So you're telling me that you get all these boys' clothes and toys for our daughter?
You really need to wake up. We're living in the 21st century. You can't just be putting all these expectations on children because of the gender. Don't you know that girls can like to play with action figures too? And boys' clothes are more neutral these days than anything else, so girls can wear them if they want.
Yeah, I guess you have a point there. But it still doesn't mean that all of this isn't very odd. And I guess more than anything, I had no idea that you were so progressive in that sense. Especially since I don't think you've ever bought Nina a piece of clothing or a toy before.
Well, I guess I'm full of surprises then, aren't I? But that's your fault for not thinking that I was capable of taking in new ideas or adapting to new times. Anyways, now that you know those are all for Nina, just leave them alone and don't touch them.
Helen, are you there? Just how long are you going to be staying out tonight, huh? I am really starting to hit the limits of my patience here. Come here and pick up your kid right now. Erica, what in the world are you talking about? And why are you texting me this late at night? Are you kidding me? Are you really telling me that you're that irresponsible that you don't even know I'm talking about your kid here? Just how long are you going to make me watch Nina for, huh? Can you please just hurry up and pick her up? I want to go to bed. I'm sorry, Erica, but I'm still really confused. I have no idea what you're talking about at all. I have no idea why you're even pretending to play dumb with this. Do you really expect me to hold on to her until morning? Because I am simply not going to go along with that. And just why do you think you can use me like a babysitting service this frequently anyways? Because I am getting sick of having to always be the one who watches over Nina. Erica, I really still have no clue what this is all about. What this is about is the fact that my house is not some free daycare service, okay? Now, just hurry up and come and get your kid from me. But Nina is here at home, sleeping, right next to me. What are you talking about? I mean that my daughter Nina is literally here right next to me, fast asleep. So I have no idea who I would be going to pick up if I went to your house, because I only have one daughter, and it's Nina. But then, wait, you're telling me that you only have a little girl? Yeah, that's right. Of course, Nina has male cousins like your son. But are you sure that you're not mistaking her for someone else? I remember you saying that so many relatives were having so many kids that it was getting difficult to keep track of them. But it was Rick that brought this kid to me. He brought them here and asked me to watch them. What do you mean Rick brought you this kid? Well, at first I tried telling him no, and that I'm really no good with kids. But he just wouldn't listen and did what he always does, leave them on my doorstep for me to watch anyway. And so, anyways, I've been taking care of this kid all day and all night. And now it's past midnight, and I want someone to come and pick him up. I see. But Rick had to leave for a business trip this morning. I even saw him off, and he was all dressed up for work. Wait, what? But I thought today was your anniversary. I thought that was why I was watching this kid in the first place. No, it's not our anniversary at all. That happened months ago. And we went out as a family to go eat somewhere together. But then, hold on. I don't get it. Just whose kid is this that I've been taking care of then? Well, whatever is going on here, I can head to your place right now. Because apparently, Rick does have something to do with this. I'm going to wake up Nina to bring her too, so hold on for a second. Hey Rick, I'm really sorry to be calling you so late like this, but Nina said she really wanted to hear your voice. So that's why I was trying to call.
Oh, well, that's just a bit cute. I mean, I barely even left the house. But I don't think now is a good time for me to come to the phone. So if you could just please tell Nina that, and that I'll talk to her soon. That would be great.
But why can't you pick up the phone right now? I mean, I know you're on a business trip and all, but it's almost 2 a.m. I can't imagine that work is keeping you so busy that that's why you're still up, right?
Actually, one of the guys I came here with made some pretty big mistakes, so I'm in the room with him helping him fix this mess. I didn't actually go on this trip by myself, you know. They sent me with someone else from the office.
Oh, really? I didn't know that you had someone else there, but I feel like that's kind of odd for your company to send 2 people like that.
I guess that they wanted this to be a kind of learning opportunity for this other guy. But anyways, that's the reason why I can't talk on the phone right now, but I can send you the photos I've taken. Maybe you can show that to Nina to get her to quiet down for a while.
A picture, huh? Yeah, that could work. Why not send me a picture of you and your coworker together? I'm sure that Nina would love to see who you're there with.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, come on. It's already so late. Just do this now and I'm sure it'll be enough for Nina. Unless you can't because there isn't any coworker there because you're just having a plain old affair right now. And so go ahead and send me a photo of you and this other woman.
Wait, Helen, you've got this all wrong. I mean, you don't really think that I'm out cheating on you, do you?
I don't think, Rick. I know for a fact. So don't even bother trying to lie to me about that. I already know all of what's going on here. And I know that you dropped off this woman's kid with your sister to watch over while you were gone. But you also told Erica that you were going to be away on a business trip.
Oh, shoot. Well, I guess there isn't really much use in trying to hide anything from you now, is there?
You know, I got a call from your sister asking me to go and pick up our kid from her house. But Nina was in the house with me. And when I did go to her house, there was some little boy there that I had never seen. Which means that those toys and clothes I found earlier had to be for this kid. Am I right?
No. You really do have this all wrong. And this boy has nothing to do with those things you found in the closet earlier.
Okay then. Why don't you go ahead and tell me the truth then? You said yourself that I found out everything, right?
Did I? That was just a typo. You know my fat thumbs with this tiny keyboard, right? The fact is that I'm not having an affair or anything like that with you.
But you just said that I found out the truth and that you were.
I know, but I was lying. I really am just away on a business trip. And the person I'm with is nothing but a coworker.
Okay, well then what about the boy that you asked Erica to watch for you? What do you have to say about him?
Right, that boy. Well, obviously he's my coworker's kid. And I had to ask Erica to watch him while we were away on the business trip.
Oh, really? Because Erica has told me that this isn't the first or even the second time she had to watch this little boy.
Well, that's because my coworker has a really hard time trying to find a good babysitting service. I mean, things are so expensive these days, you know? And so I just wanted to try and help out as someone who was supposed to be giving them this training.
So you're really going to try sticking to this coworker's story of yours then? I guess I can just call your work first thing tomorrow and find out the truth myself.
Wait, what? Come on, you don't have to go and do that.
Well, I wouldn't, but there's just one thing that's not adding up. One of this little boy's backpack, one of his parents' contact information is written down. And it says that this little boy's mom is a woman named Delilah Brown. So are you still going to keep pretending that this is just some coworker's kid?
Okay, wait, please, just don't jump to any conclusions. And whatever you do, don't call my company. They have nothing to do with this.
Well, I could figure out that much by myself. But I really doubt that they would like to hear of the trouble you've caused all in the name of going on business trip for your company.
You wouldn't really report anything about this to them, would you?
I'm going to give you one last chance to tell the truth, Rick. Now tell me whose child this is. If you tell me right now, then I won't tell your company.
It's the son of the woman that I've been having an affair with. There, are you happy?
Now that we have that settled, I want you to come back here right away. You and I have a lot to talk about.
You mean you want me to go all the way back home right now? But it's the middle of the night. How am I supposed to do that?
I guess you had better hire an Uber or something, because I want you and this Delilah lady here right now.
I don't believe this. This can't be happening.
It is, and I know that you've been lying to me about this for a long, long time. But I never would have thought that you were cheating on me. And then to force your sister to watch this woman's kid while you two go away together? You really are just an idiot, do you know that? And this Delilah woman sounds like a real piece of work too. I mean, entrusting her child to some stranger so she can go fool around with you? It's awful.
Wait, no, you don't get it. The thing is that Erica's actually the kid's aunt.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Delilah's son is also my son.
I don't believe it. You mean to tell me that you've been hiding the secret child from me this whole time? And what about our daughter? What about our family?
Well, I mean, you know that I love you too, but this kind of just happened.
I don't even know what to say. I am beyond anger at this point. But you two need to get back here right now. We need to settle this once and for all.
Erica, come on. Open the door, please. I came back and you're still not going to let me back in the house?
Tell me, Rick, do you have any idea what time it is? I thought Helen told you to get back here first thing in the morning. Well, it is almost evening. Besides, if you're looking for Helen, she isn't here. Her and Nina are both not here, in fact.
But then, where are they? Why am I here?
You're here because you were always dumping your son on me to watch him. When I told Helen about what was going on, at least she offered to pay for all the free labor that you had gotten out of him. In fact, she told me exactly where you hid all the money that you thought nobody else knew about. And when I opened up your safe, I saw that you had $3,000 stashed away. So I took all that money as back payment for the child watching services I did for you.
You took all of my money? You've got to be kidding me. But fine, whatever. Can you at least tell me where my wife and kid are right now? Just let me in the house so we can talk about this.
I'm sorry, but you are not going to be getting in this house. I don't want to see your dirty, cheating face ever again, in fact. If I did let you in, I can tell you that I wouldn't be able to hold back from socking you right in the face. But if you really must know, your wife and kid are back at her parents' house where they are safe from you. She actually dropped by in the afternoon to see if you had come, but I told her that you still hadn't shown up. I think she did want to talk to you about all of this, but when she thought you were cowering out of it, she gave up and went back to her parents' house. And no, I don't think that she ever wants to talk to you ever again.
You've got this all wrong. I said the wrong things. And I tried to come back in time, but there was nothing leaving that would have let me arrive any sooner.
Why don't you just go and tell your wife all these excuses to her instead of me? Because I really don't care how you try and justify any of this to yourself.
So then, you really think that if I go to her parents' house that Helen would talk to me?
Why on earth do you think I would have the answer to that question? And not that you've asked about your other child, but he's with our parents, so you can go and pick him up as well.
Wait a second. Does that mean that Mom and Dad know all about what's going on there?
That's right, and they were not happy to learn what you had been up to. So it sounds to me like you've got a lot to deal with. Hey, I finished signing my portion of the divorce papers, so I'll be sending them to you to sign. And you should know that I'm going to be suing you and Delilah for your affair, not to mention the fact that you're going to have to pay child support.
Please, don't do this to me, Helen. You have to know this is all just one big mistake.
No, trust. I know just what a mistake being with you was now, but that's why we're getting a divorce. And once we're through with it, I'm going to block you on everything and never talk to you again.
Please, you have to reconsider. You can't do this to me. I don't want to lose you and Nina.
Why? What does it matter when you have a whole other family you can go home to? A whole other wife and kid even. I don't see why you need Nina and I around.
But you don't get it. Delilah's kid isn't actually mine. We're not connected by blood at all.
What are you talking about? The other day you told me that he was your son.
I know, but it was only after that Delilah told me that it was a lie and that we weren't related at all. He's some other guy's son. So I was being lied to this whole time too.
You have got to be kidding me.
Well, the thing is that when you said you were going to leave me, I was sure that I had no other choice but to marry Delilah. But then she went and admitted that her son was never mine and that she also was lying to me about that.
So then you and that boy really aren't related at all?
If what Delilah says can be trusted, I guess not. But I already knew that she had some other men on the side, so I'm not all that surprised. Although I guess she lost contact with the father before she could make him take responsibility, so that's why she told me the kid was mine.
So then you tricked me and you were being tricked by her. But surely you must have had some sense that the kid wasn't your son, right?
What makes you say that?
Because you still call the child yours. It's clear that even if you two aren't related by blood, that you still feel like a father to this boy.
Well, that isn't my fault. She tricked me into being there for him. But the only real child of mine is Nina, so please don't take her away from me.
If you didn't want this to happen, then you should have never cheated on me in the first place. Now hurry up and sign the divorce papers, or else I'm never going to let you even have visiting rights with Nina.
You wouldn't really do that to me, would you?
Of course I would. Do you have any idea just how betrayed I feel right now? It's like my whole married life has been a lie because of the way you tricked me. But you didn't just trick me. You even lied to your sister and roped her into watching Delilah's son so that the two of you could go and carry on your affair. You ruined the trust you had with so many people who loved and cared about you. And for what? Well, I don't want to hear any more excuses from you. You are going to take responsibility for what you've done, divorce me, pay the alimony and child support, and that is that. Now, the next time you hear from me, it will be to discuss when our lawyers can meet. But until then, I don't want to hear, see, or even have to think about you. After that, Rick finally saw the light and agreed to divorce me without putting up any more of a fight. I was really worried that he was going to drag this process out. His parents, however, were so furious with him that they practically forced him to sign the papers. By the time it was all done, Rick was so ashamed that he just wanted to pay everything at once, so as to never deal with either of us again. I wasn't even sure when he would be able to visit with Nina in his state, but that meant that he had to pay alimony, the legal fees from the lawsuit, as well as child support in a lump sum that left him drowning in debt. Rick wasn't the only one being sued, however. I also sued Delilah for her affair with my husband. In court, she tried to talk to me mother to mother and explain that she wouldn't be able to afford such hefty fines and still be able to take care of her son. But I just told her that as a mother, it was her job to explain to her son why this was happening. She realized I was going to show no mercy and ended up paying the court's fine in full. I hear that Rick still goes to Delilah's house now and then and plays with her son. I don't know what's going on in his head at all, but I think this might be his way of trying to make up for all the lives he ruined with his foolishness. Nikki, are you there? I need to speak with you about something. I assume that you've heard about my marriage from somewhere, right? Oh, hello, Joe. Yes, I did. I heard about it from another person in the department. Congratulations on the marriage, Joe. Even though you're congratulating me right now, I can't help but detect a hint of sarcasm behind what you're saying. It's just funny how someone like you, someone who stole Connor away from me, is able to congratulate me without causing drama. I don't know how many times I have to say this to you, Joe. I didn't steal Connor away from you. I married Connor around the same time that we were all interacting together, but you weren't dating him then, were you? However, suddenly, after my marriage to him, you started getting angry and said that you liked him more than I did and that I stole him away from you. Well, if it weren't for you interfering with us, I would have been able to start dating him sooner. I was the one that should have been getting married to Connor. You're nothing but a predatory woman to me. All you do is steal men from women. That's not anywhere near the truth, Joe. Well, after all that nonsense, I'm finally getting married to another man anyways. I'm telling you this now. I didn't compromise with another man because I couldn't get Connor back, just so you know. I found a man who's way better and more handsome than Connor. My fiancé just so happens to be a manager of a company, so of course he's better than Connor. Well, that's actually great. Good for you, Joe. A huge congratulations to you and your upcoming nuptials. Well, duh. Of course I know it's great, Nikki. I knew I could get myself a successful man. That's why I intend on giving you a special invitation to the wedding. So because of that, please be sure you can attend the ceremony. You need to be there to watch me get married. Is this for real? But shouldn't people from work be invited to the wedding as well? That's what I've heard from other people. I don't think I'm going to call people from work to tell them to come to my wedding. After all, the groom is a company manager. Everyone will just be super jealous of me marrying him, so what's the point in inviting them to something they aren't going to celebrate anyways? But I don't get why you would do that. I don't think people would be jealous. I think they'd want to celebrate. I don't understand why I'm the only one from work who's invited. It's already been decided, okay? So that's it. You should show off your victory in this. You should feel special. What? I don't get what you mean. I want to show you how happy I am to you. The one who stole Connor from me. Of course you can invite your husband to the ceremony too. Connor is such an idiot. He threw me away like trash and chose you, who is only young and has no merits. I'll show him the fish he missed out on reeling in. What the heck are you on about, Joe? Why are you speaking about us like this? I got wind that Connor's work doesn't see him be going very well. Even though you took the opportunity to become independent from the company after marrying him. And now he's making you live with your mother. Connor really is an idiot if I'm being honest. If you just had let me marry him, you wouldn't be going down such a crappy pathway. I'm not unhappy with Connor, and I don't think he's unhappy with me either. We really enjoy living together as a couple, and we have a lot of fun and joy in our lives. You know, it's no use trying to desperately appeal your happiness. It's such a waste of conversation. It's a huge victory for me that I'm getting to marry a man who is way better than Connor, and that's many times over. So, I'll send you an invitation later, so please make sure you both come to the ceremony. Of course, that is an order. You've got no choice but to listen to your boss and come to my wedding ceremony. I want to see you both in a seat at the venue.
Hey, Nikki. How are you doing? An invitation to Jill's wedding ceremony just got delivered to you. But I don't get why my name is also on the invitation as well as yours. Does this mean I should come to her wedding too?
Oh my god. She actually wasn't joking about sending me an invitation. This is just great, and both of us are on it. Ugh.
What do you mean? What's going on?
Didn't I tell you the other day that Jill's wedding date has been decided? Actually, at that time I was talking with her, she said that she wanted both of us there at the ceremony. She wants to sell how happy she is to us, especially to you, Connor. It's so weird.
What's that supposed to mean? What does she mean by sell her happiness to us?
She wants to prove that she's happy, but she still has some ties to you. She has been in love with you for a long time, and then her subordinate, that's me, goes and apparently steals you from her. But you didn't choose her, and got with me instead because I was younger than her. And she basically turned around and called you stupid.
You've got to be kidding me right now. Nikki, what is with her? I can't believe this. Is she still saying things like that after all this time?
I've also been hiding what she's been saying for a long time. It makes it tough to go to work and be around her. I'm the only one who has a strong sense of success in the office. But now, I just want to give up all my work. Now I'm doing about 80% of Jill's work, which is sales. It sucks.
Are you serious? But I thought that the jobs that you both do was to do with managing internal systems, right? Even though it's a busy department with not many people, you shouldn't be doing so much. So, you're also doing some of Jill's work as well as your own?
I try to warn Jill several times about what she's doing in the office, but she won't take the time to understand me at all. She said she couldn't do as much work because of how I stole you from her. That's why I should take on some more responsibilities and do the work.
Nikki, that's insane. That's not how a workplace should be managed. That's not fair to you.
But lately, she seems to be in a really good mood, so she stopped giving me an unreasonable amount of work. I was wondering what happened, but I didn't expect that it was because she's about to get married to some guy. And on top of that, the person she seems to be getting married to is a great company manager. Apparently someone who's 10 times better than you.
Oh, okay. That's kind of crazy. So she wants to show us what she treasures the most?
Yeah, something like that. I can't refuse the invitation because I'm under her at work and she's my boss. I don't want to go alone. I'm sorry, but could you come with me?
Of course, Nikki, we can go together. It's no problem. If you want to show her how happy we are, we can do that too. Let's congratulate the happy couple on their special day with smiles and just be adults about all of this.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing we can do. What about your job? Will they be okay with it? I noticed that you've been having a lot of work meetings fall on the weekend lately.
That's okay. We should be fine with it. I've recently gained a lot of overseas clients, so every single one of them understands that I need to prioritize my private life over work sometimes. Even if I told them that I have been invited to a wedding and would have to change the meeting times, they'd reply in seconds. I can reschedule our meetings for a different time so we can go and enjoy the wedding together.
Wow, that's great, Connor.
I mean, it's thanks to you for giving me such good advice about work. You told me that it would be better to expand our customer base overseas, which is why we're in such a good position today.
But I only gave just a little bit of advice to you. Your web designs received a high amount of praise from a lot of people overseas. The most amazing thing about this is that you were able to get everything back on track and become successful. Well, because of that too, I don't have the best track record with Jill, and so she misunderstands what I say to her a lot.
What do you mean she misunderstands you?
Actually, she seems to think that your work isn't going well at all. She doesn't seem impressed by what you do. It seems that she's unaware of your overseas clients and your achievements.
Well, let her misunderstand that then. It doesn't matter. I'm sure she'd still fall in love with her groom, even if I was a failure. Then she won't be paying attention to us anymore. Maybe all the harassment she's been giving you will stop.
I hope so. I'm so frustrated about the whole thing. You're working so hard at your work. Even though we live with my mother as she has poor mobility, I can't believe Jill would turn around and call you a failure.
The people that wish to understand do understand us, so everyone else doesn't matter. What if she finds out that we're living a happy life? I don't know what Jill's man would do if he found out she was in love with me once. My job is going well. I have a really cute wife, and my mother-in-law's lovely and is an amazing cook. What's not to love? I think I made the best decision in marrying you.
Aw, thank you, Connor. You're so sweet and kind. I really needed to hear that. Well then, can you please read the wedding invitation and circle that we're going to attend, please? Let's go and celebrate Jill's wedding together on their special day. Hey, we need to have a little chat. You better answer me, Nikki. No matter how much you regret my happiness, canceling at the last minute is a terrible thing, isn't it? Plus, you had to go and lie that your mother collapsed. I didn't lie about that, it's true. She actually collapsed. It was early this morning, just before we were about to leave, that she collapsed. She hit her head pretty hard in the fall, so she was rushed to the hospital to be tested for a concussion. What the heck? So did you end up calling for an ambulance? If you did, and she's being looked after, then you both can come straight to the wedding venue, please. I mean, like, right now. It's not like she's gone forever, and you've got other priorities at the moment, so you need to get here now. Are you for real, Jill? Do you really think I would prioritize you over my own mother? Do you realize that my mother hasn't regained consciousness yet? If her heart is still beating, then surely she'll open her eyes in no time at all. I don't see what the problem is. You both need to leave the hospital and get over to the wedding venue immediately. I want you to hurry up and see for yourselves how happy I am with my man. Well, I'm sorry, but we'll not be coming to your wedding. Not now that my mother's in the hospital. I can't be happy and celebrate someone's wedding day if my mother has collapsed and won't open her eyes. Well, you say that, but it's really because you don't want to see me happy, isn't it? I'm talking about being selfish much, Nikki. If you don't come to my wedding today, then you've left me no choice but to fire you. Are you serious, Jill? You're going to fire me over this? Not only did you steal Connor away from me, but you've ruined my entire wedding and how it was supposed to go. I'll have the pleasure in firing such a smart aleck subordinate. You're fired. This is way too much. You can't just do this to me over a message. Oh, shut up, would you? If you don't want it to happen, then get over here right now. Would you please stop treating me like this? It isn't fair. How much longer do I have to live with you being so unreasonable towards me? What? Me? Unreasonable to you? Don't say such rubbish. You do, even when I never stole Connor from you. I didn't even know that you had a crush on him. I was harassed at work every day, and then you go on complaining about me afterwards. And if I don't show up to your wedding, I could get fired? I can't just abandon my mother in the emergency room. She needs someone to be there when she wakes up. She's hurt, for crying out loud. I don't care. If you can't show up to my wedding, you're fired from your job. From tomorrow, you can pack up your things from your desk and never step foot in the office ever again. Okay then, that's fine. You're going to live to regret the decisions you've made today. Okay, you keep telling yourself that, Jill. Even if I regret getting fired, at least I'll never know truly what I did wrong, which is nothing. Even if you come crying to me later about what's going on, I'm not going to help you. What are you even talking about, Nikki? Why would I come crying for you? You need to submit your resignation letter to the company immediately. Hey, you, Nikki, why didn't you come back to work? I just got back from my honeymoon and I brought souvenirs. If you don't come by the office soon, I won't be able to give you one. I've already resigned from my position at the company, so I can no longer come to the office. I don't need any souvenirs, so please give it to someone else. What? Really? When did you resign from your job? When you were off on your honeymoon. Since I didn't show up to your wedding, you told me to hand in my resignation letter. So I did what you told me to do, and I handed it in. Really? Are you lying? Did you actually do that? That's just a thing I said that meant nothing. It's almost like it came out of nowhere. So who's going to be doing my job now? Well, I don't know who'll be doing that. How about you try doing some of your work yourself instead of someone else? Are you kidding me, Nikki? You can't talk to your own boss like that. Watch your attitude. I don't need to because you're not my boss anymore, remember? I quit my job at the company. Oh, really? Is that so? That's fine by me. I wonder if the company will run as smoothly without you. If I can't ask you to do my job for me, I'll just ask someone to do my work. All right, of course. If that's the case, I'll give my work to other departments in the company. With my authority as a manager, I will ask another company to do some of the work for me. Actually, my husband works for a systems company. He's good at working with difficult system management stuff. I can't believe you're giving out your own work for outside companies to do. What kind of work are you doing if you're handing off all the stuff you're supposed to do? Well, all I've got to do is pretend that I'm working really hard. Once I got married, I lost all motivation to work. The important thing here is how quickly I can return to my sweet husband. I still can't believe you can't just do this to other people. That's why all the work in our department is outsourced to my sweet husband's company. Then his company sales will increase, and I can work easily and not have to do so much. I'm so stunned by all of this that I've got nothing to say. I'm no longer your subordinate, so it doesn't matter to me what you do. And besides, it would be nice if your darling husband signed an order contract. My system is too complicated, so I think I'll turn it down. There's no way my husband would refuse, especially for the sake of his sales. Maybe I should be sneaky and increase the contract amount. Hey, answer your phone, Nikki. What on earth is going on? My husband can't accept orders to manage a system. He says he can't move at all without his predecessor. Well, that's why I told you that it would be rejected. Basically, you're completely devoted to screwing me over. I did most of the system administration for our company. I then resigned without someone taking over. As I expected, there's nothing to take over, so it would be reckless to let an outside company into our system. Well, the company can afford that without having to take over anything, because it specializes in system management. However, our system management is quite complex. On top of that, there are only a few people there and the work is huge, and now you're giving it away to outside companies. And then you turn the work down as it's too complicated and requires too much work. That's why we have this department. If you're the manager, you should know that, right? Excuse me? Well, there's no way you would know then. The work you left to me whilst you sat in your chair all day doing nothing. That's why everyone in the department created an automation program that was led by me, as we could reduce the amount of work we needed to do. But then you went and fired me, so they don't know what to do anymore. I feel so sorry for the people in your department, but I had to resign completely. The company system is almost non-functional. So what will happen to this department from now on? Well, you're going to have to handle almost all the system management work from now on. There's no reason why a boss can't do the job that a subordinate can do. Of course you can do it, right? That's impossible. I can't do all that work. I'm not good at this kind of thing. I just boasted to the people around me so that I could get promoted. I can't manage these systems. Then you'll need to ask your husband for help, won't you? Tell him you don't know how to do your job because you handed all the work off to the people under you. And that you can't do it all by yourself, so you need to make an order with him so he can do it. But I can't do that. I can't just go and tell him all those things. I don't know what he's going to think of me if I tell him what I've actually been doing at work. Then I don't know. I told you not to come running to me for help. I don't need this crap from you after how you treat me at work. But you can't just leave me here to deal with all this mess. You need to come back to work and help me out. My husband is going to get so angry with me. There's no way I'm helping you after the way you've treated me and what you've said about Connor. So, if you'll excuse me, I've got other things that need attending to. Good luck with managing the office system. After that, the people in the department wanted me to come back, otherwise they would quit. Jill was so ashamed that she came over to my house and begged for forgiveness. Eventually, the people from higher up were brought in to clean up her mess. They told me I don't have to come back, but to take over Jill's job, and they said I'd be compensated. I went there for just a few days to help with the handover. During that time, Jill was banned from seeing me and was confined to her house. When she returned, she was told to take responsibility for what she did, and she was fired. Also, her husband wanted a divorce once he found out everything, and now she's lost everything. She cried until she couldn't anymore, but it was too late. The damage was done.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.